Today we're sitting down with Dr. Charmaine Magale of Active Life Team Chiropractic because she is the chiropractor for the Republic FC. So we're going to find out how weather impacts her players and if she has to adjust them differently in Sacramento's blazing hot summers. Let's go. What is it like at a game? Do you adjust the players before or during the games?
Adjustments before the game is really focused around performance as opposed to treating injury. So if we can focus on mobility in their spine and their hips, obviously as they're sprinting down the field, it can help with performance. Also can help with reducing injuries to the body as well.
With such a long season running March through October, do you work with the team differently in preseason than in mid-season?
That's a good question. Preseason, yeah, I mean, there's definitely more demands in the midseason. Preseason, you know, they're sort of coming fresh off the break, so they may not need as much during the midseason. I mean, that's really when injuries really start to settle in. Their bodies, obviously, from high demands of more, you know, travel, more games, you know, their treatment could be a little bit, you know, more.
Does the local weather impact Sac Republic FC's training or game day schedule?
In Sacramento, for us, like we constantly have to look at the temperatures, both for training and for game day. So we have to prep for extra, you know, hydration, extra, you know, during a game, if there's a wet bulb temperature, right? If that hits a certain amount, they get hydration breaks. In between the breaks that they have, like halftime, there is a hydration break at the 30-minute and then a hydration break at the 75-minute. And the boys come off and we could do cold towels, we could do extra. So there has to be certain adjustments for sure. And the training times get adjusted. Game times actually get adjusted as well. So our usual kickoff is 7, but on game days that are in June, July, they kick off at 8 o'clock. So it gives them an extra hour to cool down.
How does hot Sacramento summer weather affect players' muscles and joints during games?
We really have to watch for dehydration because obviously with higher temperatures, the boys sweat more. So, you know, they lose in their sweat, they lose a lot of salts, they lose a lot of electrolytes. So cramping is a big issue. And so, you know, a lot of times they'll get more hydration breaks where we give them electrolyte drinks, obviously more water. We also give like towels, cold towels to cool down their internal body temperatures.
How does dehydration or heat exhaustion show up in the body, and does it change the way you treat players?
Yeah, definitely, you know, it shows up in cramping more, shows up in, you know, obviously they need to intake their fluids like electrolytes and hydration. So in terms of treatment frequencies or style, yeah, like they probably need more tissue work because there's a lot more toxins that can sit in the body. So we like to flush those out so that the tissue work changes a little bit.
What's one piece of advice you give athletes for keeping their bodies resilient no matter the weather?
Recovery is just as important as training for the sport itself. I don't think there's enough emphasis in clubs or athletics, whether it be college or high school or even on the importance of recovery sessions. You know, and there's so much emphasis on the training itself for the sport, the hours of training, but recovery, like what you do off the court, off the field, if it's sleep, if it's ice baths, if it's massage, if it's chiropractic, if it's mobility work or, you know, even weights and stuff, that is like, I would say this is not popular opinion, but maybe more important than training for the sport itself because it's prepping your body to get ready for the training and the sport.
Well, you heard it from Dr. Magale. Recovery is so important. Huge thanks to Dr. Magale and her team for having us out today. And now I want to send it back to you two in the studio.